Walker Video Games, Hearthstone. Hey guys, so what this is a new control word like I've been using to better fit the meta. And what it uses in this one is instead of using the Brawl Death Rattle combo, because Death Rattle got so big, Brawl doesn't really help you because your opponent usually has Nerbian Eggs or Haunting Creepers or Sylvanas or something that Brawl actually benefits them as well. So the way this deck has been sort of changed is it relies more on Faceless Manipulators and Frothing Berserkers, Faceless Manipulators, and Whirlwinds to proc Executes, and to clear. Whirlwinds are really good because if a Hunting Creeper dies, you can then Whirlwind to clear both creepers. So in this game, what I have here is you can see that this deck got the combo, which is turn 2, you get your Armorsmith, and turn 3, you get your Frothing Beserker. And what you're going to see now is how big this Frothing Beserker gets. As you can see, he's got a 6/6 taunt, and I'm trying to figure out what's the best way of going about getting rid of it. So I hit it once, then I Whirlwind for the damage, and this makes my Frothing Beserker go up by 3, then another 2 because I Whirlwind to finish the creature off, and I got a card. So right now, my Frothing Beserker is looking nice at 11/3. So now I'm in a predicament because I don't want to take the damage because I'll die because of the 2 death rattles that go on. So what I do is I smash one, and then I just hit for the other one. Now he's got 1 health left. And so I have a 17/1 Frothing Berserker, and he finally takes it out. I might have been able to play that a little better to save my Berserker, but it's not that. As I can see, my opponent has nothing in his hand, so I'm just going to start laying into him with weapons and gain field control at the same time. So he's got 2 Nerbian Eggs, which is really unfortunate. See, this is the thing. A Brawl wouldn't be good in this situation. But right now, so I play another weapon, and I get him down. It's the first game. So that game I won mostly because of just very lucky. I would say that game was due to the Frothing Berserker Armorsmith combo. This game shows mostly how the Faceless Manipulators are used. The thing is, what most people have been doing is Sylvanas has gotten really big. What you can do is you can play Sylvanas, then destroy her, and then take their minion. However, Faceless Manipulators work almost the same way, but instead of being a legendary, they're epics. They just copy the minion, and then if you can destroy it with an execute or a shield slam, you just destroy it that way, and it's pretty much the same principle. What you can do is you can run 2 Faceless Manipulators and a Sylvanas Windrunner in the same deck. I can see with this Shaman, I'm controlling him slowly, and just making sure you can't play anything. The thing is, Shamans do fairly well against Warriors because they spawn tokens, and you can't use weapons to destroy tokens because there's no value in that. So what it comes down to is, since he's just spawning tokens and I'm playing a control deck, and most of my cards in my hand right now are reactive. That's the thing about Faceless Manipulators. Bonuses can be played when there's nothing on the field, but they might be destroyed, but at least they show presence. Faceless Manipulators, if played not to duplicate a minion, are a complete waste. Minion. But this is really good. Right now I have a 4/5 Frothing Berserker with taunt on the field, which is really nice because any minions, if they don't kill it in one shot, will have to proc its effect, but he does kill it in one shot. Now I'm left with just Defender of Argus. Dust Devil, not that big of a deal, especially the Cruel Master. This is why those cards are very good, but because of everyone's just packing so much AoE this turn, right now in the meta, it's not that good. As you can see, right now my hand's very controlled. I have technically no minions in my hand that can be played without reactively. Black Knight is a reactive play, and Faceless Manipulators are both reactive plays. So as you can see, I actually don't have that much board clearance, and the reason is I want to put down my Fiery War Axe, just in case he has a Slime Ooze. And as you can see, Ancestral Spirit onto a Flame Elemental, they're pretty deadly. However, I'm like, oh geez, what to do now? So the reason I do this is get armor, then I take the 6/4, and then I take as much. Actually, that play could have been better if I'd done it the other way around. Could have gotten 2 armor if I had played Faceless Manipulator first. And then again, I've executed it, so I still have the Death Rattle on my Flame Elemental, and he does not have the Execute on his. It's going fairly good. So at this point, I'm like, uh-oh, there's a Sea Giant. So there's the Frost Shock. So I'm frozen in place, and he takes out my Armorsmith. But I'm still in a fairly good position because he made it a taunt. The Black Knight could instantly kill it as a reactive play. What am I going to do now? I switch, and I instantly take out his Mana-Tide token with my axe. The reason I didn't put the bigger axe in is because I had 5 mana left, and I didn't need to overkill it by 1. So he kills my Fire Element, Flame Elemental, but respawns. He puts up 2 taunts. And we'll see what he does now. So he kills my Black Knight instead. So right now he's got a fairly good field, and he's got 2 taunts up. What I'm probably going to want to do is destroy their 1 taunt. The reason I didn't hit the Flame Elemental is I want my Flame Elemental to still be healthy. So I take a risk and play my weapon without not seeing if he has Acidic Oozes or not in his hand. But mostly because the way most people don't take them as often anymore. So there's another Frost Shock, and now he's just trying to rush me down. But because I had so much armor from the game, I'm now just it's a time game. So with the axe, I take out his taunt, and then I use Commanding Shout so that my Flame Elemental doesn't die when I kill his Sea Golem. So he spawns another token, and so right now he has to clear field. Windseeker Double Fury, so he's probably going to attack my life points once, and then clear a minion, or what he could do is just attack my life points twice. See, if he attacked twice, it might have been good for him, and good because I'd have to respawn I don't think I could win a trading battle. But I get Kel'Thuzad, and I just start reincarnating my minions as they come up. So there's the Ancestral Healing, but it shouldn't be a big problem, especially with Death's Bite. Just take it out, and take out his Flame Tongue, just in case he doesn't get any nasty draws. And now I'm just going for face the whole time. So, of course, he spawns a token. And now I'm thinking what to do. So I get Eldrazi, which is really nice because it turns this into a 1-turn kill. So this is what I did to make this deck. And what I was doing is I was finding this deck wasn't doing so well against the new meta. Mostly because the Brawl combo had pretty much stopped working because there was so much Death Rattle on both sides of the field that you could pretty much not Death Rattle and have a Brawl go right for you, because your opponents, even though you clear their field, would have Nerbians or Haunting Creepers or just Death Rattle or Harvest Golems and just Death Rattle effects that really took away from Brawl's overall value. So what I did is finding I was against a lot, because both Harvest Golems and Haunting Creepers, when they spawn a minion, their health is 1. So that's why there's Death Bites and Whirlwinds in this deck, because they're just so good at dealing with masses of them. And so we still have Shield Slams in there. Slam for card draw or just single target damage. Cruel Taskmaster, because they're just very practical. Blood Mage Salmos, great card because it can be comboed with Whirlwinds for 2 damage AoE clear, similar as an Azure Drake. And as I'm just flipping through cards, seeing what I needed. As you can see, my 4-drops in this deck aren't that great aren't that probable, most of them requiring axes. This deck either has a very low curve, and that means because you can use, because execute and whirlwinds in like a slam is, even though it's a 2-drop, it usually gives you a card back. But we got the Frothing Beserkers, we got the Cruel Taskmaster, the Armor Smiths, and then just the axes, Deathbite, Fiery War Axes. And as you can see right now, I'm putting in my late game cards, which are Black Knight, Kel'Thuzad, and Naxxramas. So right now, I'm looking at the cards, I see a pretty low scaling, pretty low scaling, and right now I'm going to need some more higher scaling cards with Kel'Thuzad and Naxxramas and only Black Knight. The good news is, by having a very low scaling deck, that means early game you'll have lots of options, especially with Shield Block giving you a lot of card draw. So right now, I'm thinking, what else does this deck need? And right now, it's going to be, probably I'm going to put in the Knife Juggler and the Defender of Argus. Knife Juggler is just fairly good. It's not as good in Warrior as some decks, because this Warrior deck doesn't have as many minions, but as a 2-drop, a Knife Juggler just is a 3/2, and most people will have to trade 1 for 1 to kill it, or because then your monsters just keep coming down, and the Knife Juggler gets free damage off. So, right now, and also, the thing is, because the way Frothing Beserker works, every time a minion gets dealt damage, it gains one damage. If Knife Juggler's on the field and you play a Frothing Beserker, the Frothing Beserker, when it comes in, if the Knife Juggler hits an opponent's monster, you'll instantly get a 3/4 on the field for 3 mana, which will make the Frothing Beserker worth its value instantly when it comes down. So right now I have a fairly good, my late game is looking fairly good with Faceless Manipulators. The reason why Faceless Manipulators should work is because though the deck is fairly low mana scaling, most of the low mana scalers are destruction cards. Like Executes, Shield Slams are very good. Whirlwinds can be used to proc Executes. Slans, Cruel Taskmasters, and so it should really help the Faceless Manipulators get some of their value. And as you can see, there's the Commanding Shout. And the reason Commanding Shout's in there and just 1 is it's a fairly good card. It gives you card draw, and also if you were going to go into a situation where you had to trade out poorly and lose minions, think about getting through a Sludge Belcher or a Shield Master, your minions won't die. So even so it can turn potential 2-for-1s into 2-for-0s, and then you'll have 2 monsters at 1 health, and your opponent will still have to deal with them in some way and burn cards which he thought he was going to have. So at this point, I'm looking at my deck, I'm seeing I have really low early game scaling till about level 4, and my scaling isn't that well late game. But the thing is, right now, the one card that should be going to this deck is Sylvanas Windrunner, but at this point in my deck, I did not have enough crafting material, as you can see in the corner, to craft her. So instead, I just put another 6-drop in, and I decided on Boulder Fist Ogre just because of his stat line is so strong. The reason I didn't put in Illidan is Illidan dies really quickly.